towering fjords carved by glaciers in Norway to the fairytale forests of Germany. And from the crystal-clear lakes of Croatia to the vibrant flower fields of the Netherlands, Europe is home to some of the most diverse and breathtaking landscapes on Earth. These aren't just stunning places to admire. They are living stories where history, culture, and nature come together in unforgettable ways. Join us as we explore 25 of the most beautiful natural wonders in Europe, featuring majestic mountains, dramatic cliffs, cascading waterfalls, enchanting forests, and hidden gems that show just how extraordinary this continent truly is. Vatnajökull National Park, Iceland, encompassing the vast Vatnajökull Glacier and surrounding areas. This is the largest national park in Europe, covering approximately 14,141 square kilometers, or about 14% of Iceland's total land area. The park is home to a diverse range of natural wonders, from massive glaciers and active volcanoes to lush valleys and expansive lava fields. At its heart lies the Vatnajökull Glacier, the largest ice cap in Europe by volume, which feeds numerous outlet glaciers that flow into the surrounding landscape. The park is also home to some of Iceland's most iconic natural attractions, including the Jökulsárlón Glacier Lagoon, where you can watch icebergs drift out to sea, and the Skaftafell area, known for its stunning hiking trails and the famous Svartifoss waterfall, framed by dramatic basalt columns. An interesting aspect of Vatnajökull National Park is its geological diversity. The park contains several active volcanoes, including Grímsvötn and Bárðarbunga, which have erupted multiple times in recent history, reshaping the landscape and creating new features. The park also includes the Askja caldera, a remote and otherworldly volcanic crater lake that offers a glimpse into Iceland's volatile geological history. You can engage in a wide range of activities. Vatnajökull National Park offers an unparalleled experience in one of the world's most extraordinary natural environments. Faroe Islands, Denmark. Imagine standing on the edge of the world, surrounded by cliffs that plunge into the sea and clouds that drift below your feet. That's the kind of raw, untamed beauty the Faroe Islands offer. This self-governing archipelago of 18 volcanic islands in the North Atlantic is one of Europe's last true wildernesses, a place where nature dominates and time feels slower. The landscapes are dramatic. Steep green mountains, jagged sea stacks, misty fjords, and black sand beaches shaped by ancient volcanic forces. The weather is famously unpredictable, often shifting from sunshine to hail within minutes, but it only adds to the mystique. Among its many wonders is Lake Sorvugsvarden is a must-visit, an optical illusion of a lake suspended above the ocean, where a short hike leads to one of the most surreal viewpoints in the world. Gazadalu, once only accessible by a steep mountain trail, is a tiny village with a postcard-perfect waterfall, Malafosoer, that cascades straight into the sea. If you want to feel truly remote, Mykines Island is a haven for puffins, gannets, and hikers, with trails that wind along narrow ridgelines above the surf. In the Northern Islands, Kalsoy is known for its towering cliffs and the iconic Kuthler Lighthouse, reached via a breathtaking ridge walk. Every island has its own personality. The stark basalt columns of Streymoy, the steep, dramatic coastlines of Eysturoy, and the peaceful, sheep-covered hills of Sunthawoy all offer different hiking experiences, sea views, and chances to disconnect. There are virtually no forests, but the rolling hills and windswept plateaus create a sense of scale that's humbling. Wildlife is abundant. Seabirds dominate the cliffs, seals bask on rocky shores, and whales sometimes surface offshore. With limited roads and small villages, travel here is slow and intentional. Many scenic spots are only reachable by foot or boat. The Faroe Islands aren't just a destination. They're a reminder of what the world looks like when nature is left to be wild. Lofoten Islands, Norway. The Lofoten Islands, an archipelago in Norway, are a dream destination for breathtaking natural beauty and adventure. Imagine soaring cliffs, serene fjords, and quaint fishing villages, all within a landscape that feels like it was plucked straight from a fairy tale. The main islands of the Lofoten archipelago include Ostvåg, Vestvåg, Flaxstadøy, Moskenesøy, Gimsøy, and Rost. Each island has its own unique charm and attractions. One of the most captivating sights is the midnight sun during summer, when the sun never sets. This phenomenon gives you endless daylight to explore the stunning scenery. In contrast, winter brings the mesmerizing northern lights, dancing across the Arctic sky in a spectacular light show. The Lofoten Islands are a playground for outdoor people, where you can hike through the rugged peaks, kayaking through crystal-clear waters, or fishing in the rich waters of the Norwegian Sea. There's no shortage of activities. For those who love a challenge, hiking up Reinabringen offers panoramic views that are worth every step. The islands are not just about nature. They also boast a rich cultural heritage. You can visit the Viking Museum at Borg to travel back in time and learn about the island's Viking history. Explore the traditional fishing villages like Henningsvær and Nusfjord, where you can see classic Norwegian architecture and taste the freshest seafood. Do you know the Lofoten is home to the world's largest cold-water coral reef? The Rost Reef, located just off the coast, is a hidden underwater treasure teeming with marine life. So, pack your bags and get ready to uncover the magic of the Lofoten Islands, a destination that promises unforgettable memories and endless adventure. Sarek National Park, Sweden. What if you could step into a landscape so wild that there are no roads, no cabins, and no marked trails? Just raw, untouched nature as far as the eye can see. Welcome to Sarek National Park, often referred to as Europe's last true wilderness, nestled in the heart of Swedish Lapland above the Arctic Circle. Established in 1909, Sarek is one of Sweden's oldest national parks and forms part of the Laponia UNESCO World Heritage Site, a vast region that also preserves the traditional culture of the Sami people, who have herded reindeer here for millennia. Covering nearly 2,000 square kilometers, Sarek is a dramatic world of over 200 glaciers, 6 of Sweden's highest peaks, and deep U-shaped valleys carved by ancient ice. Perhaps the park's most iconic feature is the Rappa Valley or Rappadalen, a stunning, braided river delta that fans out beneath towering cliffs like a green and blue tapestry. Despite its remote location and harsh weather, Sarek is a pilgrimage for seasoned hikers, mountaineers, and scientists who come to study climate change, glacial retreat, and rare Arctic wildlife like wolverines, lynx, and golden eagles. The absence of modern infrastructure means you must be fully self-reliant. Sarek offers one of the most profound nature experiences in Europe, a place where time slows, silence dominates, and nature still reigns supreme, just as it has for thousands of years. Punkaharju Ridge, Finland. What if you could walk along the spine of an ancient shoreline left behind by the Ice Age? That's exactly what Punkaharju Ridge offers, one of Finland's most iconic and geologically significant landforms. This narrow, forest-covered ridge stretches about 7 kilometers through Lake Saimaa, forming a stunning natural causeway between two crystal-clear lake basins. It was formed around 10,000 years ago as a terminal moraine, where glacial meltwater deposited sand and gravel in long, narrow ridges. Today, it's a showcase of post-glacial landscape design, entirely shaped by nature. Punkaharju has been a beloved destination for centuries. Even Tsar Alexander I of Russia was so struck by its beauty during an 1802 visit. The ridge is a biodiversity hotspot, home to rare orchids, old-growth pines, and birds like the Eurasian pygmy owl and capercaillie. Because it sits between bodies of water, Punkaharju experiences unique microclimates, supporting both boreal forest species and more temperate flora. Today, Punkaharju is protected as a national landscape and is part of a larger conservation area that includes the Finnish Forest Museum Lusto and a research station of the Finnish Natural Resources Institute. Isle of Skye, Scotland. Located off the west coast of Scotland, is a natural wonderland steeped in history, myth, and breathtaking scenery. Known for its dramatic cliffs, rolling moors, and crystal-clear lochs, the Isle of Skye is the largest island in the Inner Hebrides and one of Scotland's most iconic destinations. Its name, derived from the Old Norse Skye, meaning Cloud Island, captures the ethereal beauty of its mist-covered peaks and windswept coastlines. The island is home to the Cuillin Mountain Range, a paradise for hikers and climbers, offering some of the most challenging and scenic trails in the British Isles. But Skye is not just about dramatic landscapes. It is also a place rich in history and folklore. Have you heard of Dunvegan Castle? It's the oldest continuously inhabited castle in Scotland and the ancestral home of Clan MacLeod for over 800 years. Skye's coastline, with its jagged sea cliffs and natural rock formations like the Old Man of Storr, is a photographer's dream. Wildlife lovers will also find plenty to marvel at, from the golden eagles that soar above the rugged landscapes to the seals and otters that inhabit its shores. The island's unique position between the Atlantic Ocean and the Scottish mainland also makes it a hotspot for geological formations, including the famous Quiraing landslip, where shifting earth has created a surreal, otherworldly terrain. For nature lovers, history buffs, and adventurers, the Isle of Skye offers a magical blend of ancient folklore and untouched beauty. Peak District National Park, England. This is the first area in Britain to be declared a national park. Established in 1951, the Peak District sits at the heart of England, spanning parts of Derbyshire, Staffordshire, Cheshire, and Yorkshire. It bridges two distinct geological regions. To the north, the Dark Peak, with its rugged gritstone edges and moorlands, and to the south, the White Peak, where rolling limestone hills, picturesque valleys like Dovedale, and charming villages. The park is a magnet for hikers, cyclists, and cavers, offering over 2,000 miles of footpaths and access to places like Mam Tor, Mother Hill, known as the Shivering Mountain. This hill offers breathtaking 360-degree views, especially from the Great Ridge Walk. Kinder Scout, the highest point, offering challenging and rewarding hikes with incredible views. Dovedale, famous for its stepping stones across the River Dove and stunning limestone ravines. Stanage Edge, a dramatic gritstone escarpment popular for both walking and rock climbing, with panoramic views. One of the most striking features in the White Peak is Winot's Pass, a steep, winding limestone valley near Castleton, carved out by glacial meltwater and prone to dramatic mists and echoing winds. Its name means windy gates, and it's both visually stunning and historically chilling. Peak District's real historic significance lies in the 1932 mass trespass on Kinder Scout, when a group of working-class ramblers defied the law to claim the right to walk on private moorland. Their protests sparked a national movement that ultimately led to the creation of the national park system and the right to roam. With its deep-rooted history, ecological variety, and iconic landscapes, the Peak District isn't just a park. It's a symbol of public rights, national identity, and geological wonder. Cliffs of Moher, Ireland. This is one of Ireland's most iconic natural landmarks. Rising to 214 meters at their highest point and stretching for 14 kilometers along County Clare's coast. These cliffs offer sweeping views that on clear days extend to the Aran Islands and even the mountains of Connemara. Their dramatic profile has made them a favorite filming location, appearing in movies like Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince and the Princess Bride. Historically, the cliffs have been both a lookout and a defensive site. The small O'Brien's Tower, built in 1835, still stands as a Victorian-era viewing point, but the site's strategic importance goes back much further, with ancient fortifications once perched along the precipices. Geologically, the cliffs are made of layers of Nemurian shale and sandstone, formed over 320 million years ago when the area lay beneath a tropical sea. Today, the cliffs are a special protection area for seabirds, hosting one of Ireland's largest colonies of puffins, along with razorbills, guillemots, and even peregrine falcons. You can follow safe trails or explore the interactive Cliffs of Moher Visitor Center, built ingeniously into the hillside to blend with the landscape. The cliffs are not just a viewpoint but also a window into Earth's ancient past, Ireland's history, and the thriving natural world. The Black Forest, Germany. Why would a forest earn the name black? The Romans gave this name to the Black Forest, Schwarzwald, in southwestern Germany because its dense canopy of firs and pines blocked out the sun, creating dark, mysterious woods that seemed endless. Stretching across Baden-Württemberg and covering around 6,000 square kilometers, the region is one of Europe's most storied landscapes, blending natural beauty, folklore, and tradition. Its highest peak, Feldberg, rises to 1,493 meters and offers year-round outdoor activities, from skiing in winter to hiking and cycling in summer. The Black Forest is also famous for its lakes, many of them formed by glaciers, like Lake TTC and Lake Schlosee, which attract visitors for boating, swimming, and relaxation. Among its most celebrated natural wonders are the Treberg waterfalls, the highest in Germany, where water plunges 163 meters down a series of cascades into lush valleys. These falls have been a major attraction since the 19th century and remain a symbol of the Black Forest's wild beauty, especially when illuminated at night or surrounded by winter snow. Historically, the region has been a cradle of craftsmanship. In the 18th century, it became the birthplace of the cuckoo clock, still handcrafted in small workshops today. Its fairy tale atmosphere inspired the Brothers Grimm, whose stories like Hansel and Gretel were set against these shadowy woods. Monasteries built here during the Middle Ages were centers of learning, agriculture, and art, shaping the cultural identity of the region. The Black Forest is also known for its culinary heritage, from the world-famous Black Forest cake flavored with the region's cherry brandy, Kirschwasser. Wildlife thrives in its valleys and peaks, including red deer, wild boar, and a variety of woodpeckers. While sustainable forestry ensures that the ecosystem continues to flourish. Today, scenic drives like the Black Forest High Road and long-distance trails like the Westweg make it one of Europe's most accessible and enchanting natural wonders. Bohemian Switzerland National Park, Czech Republic. This is a landscape that looks like something from a fantasy film. Located in the north of the Czech Republic along the border with Germany, Bohemian Switzerland National Park is famous for its dramatic sandstone formations, deep gorges, and fairytale forests. The park, established in 2000, covers nearly 80 square kilometers and forms part of the larger Elbe Sandstone Mountains, which continue into Germany as Saxon Switzerland. Its most iconic landmark is the Plitvice Lakes, the largest natural sandstone arch in Europe, standing 26.5 meters high and spanning 16 meters across. This awe-inspiring rock bridge even caught the eye of filmmakers. It was used as a backdrop in the Chronicles of Narnia, The Lion, The Witch, and The Wardrobe. The region has been shaped for millions of years by erosion, which sculpted bizarre rock towers, cliffs, and labyrinths. Historically, it was once a wild frontier and later a retreat for romantic painters and writers in the 18th and 19th centuries, who were inspired by its mysterious, rugged beauty. The Elbe River carves through the park, creating steep canyon walls and offering boat rides in the tranquil Kamenisa Gorge, where visitors drift silently between towering cliffs. Wildlife here is just as rich. Lynx, peregrine falcons, and eagle owls make their home in the park, while rare plants cling to the sandstone rocks. Unlike some of Europe's mountainous parks, Bohemian Switzerland is accessible for hikers of all levels, with trails leading through forests, up viewpoints, and across rocky plateaus. Its very name, given by two Swiss artists in the 18th century, reflects how the landscape reminded them of their homeland's alpine scenery. Bohemian Switzerland stands today as a place where geology, art, and legend merge into one of Europe's most enchanting protected areas. Swiss National Park, Switzerland. This is Switzerland's only national park, and it's also one of the oldest in Europe. Established in 1914, the Swiss National Park in the Engadina Valley was founded to protect alpine ecosystems and to allow nature to evolve without human interference. Covering 170 square kilometers, the park is a sanctuary where hunting, fishing, and logging have been banned for more than a century, creating one of the continent's most pristine wildernesses. You can explore over 80 kilometers of marked trails that wind through rugged peaks, pine forests, and high-altitude meadows. The park is famous for its wildlife. Red deer, ibex, marmots, golden eagles, and even elusive lynx roam freely. Historically, the park reflects Switzerland's pioneering role in conservation. The park also serves as a living laboratory, where scientists have tracked natural processes like forest regrowth, species adaptation, and climate change impacts over decades. Unlike many parks, camping and off-trail exploration are strictly prohibited, reinforcing its mission of preservation over recreation. In winter, deep snow closes much of the park, but summer and autumn bring a surge of hikers eager to witness alpine flowers in bloom or the echo of deer during rutting season. For anyone interested in pure, untouched nature, the Swiss National Park offers a rare chance to see how the Alps might look if left entirely to themselves. Hohe Tauern National Park, Austria. This national park is the largest protected area in the Alps and one of the biggest national parks in Europe. Spanning over 1,800 square kilometers across the provinces of Salzburg, Tyrol, and Carinthia, it's a sanctuary for more than 10,000 animal species and 1,500 plant species. The park includes Austria's highest peak, the Großglockner, and its longest glacier, the Pustaysur, as well as roaring waterfalls like the Krimml Falls, which are among Europe's tallest. Established in 1981 after decades of conservation advocacy, the park was created not only to protect biodiversity but also to preserve cultural landscapes shaped by centuries of alpine farming and settlement. One fascinating aspect of Hohe Tauern is its zoning system, a core zone where nature is left untouched, and outer zones that support sustainable tourism and local traditions. The park also played a role in post-war recovery, providing jobs in ecotourism. Golden eagles, bearded vultures, and marmots are just some of the species you may encounter. Hohe Tauern is a blueprint for balancing conservation with community development in the heart of Europe. The Dolomites, Italy. Located in northeastern Italy, the Dolomites are one of the most stunning mountain ranges in the world, which also recognized as a UNESCO World Heritage Site for their unique natural beauty. Known for their dramatic peaks, sheer cliffs, and scenic valleys, these mountains attract hikers and climbers year-round. They are part of the Southern Limestone Alps and extend from the River Adige in the west to the Pie Valley in the east. The unique beauty of the Dolomites comes from the fact that they are composed of dolomite, a special type of rock that gives them their characteristic pale color. This rock is also responsible for the dramatic shapes of the Dolomites' peaks, which are often jagged and pointed. The Dolomites are particularly famous for the phenomenon called enrosadira, where the mountains take on a pink or reddish hue during sunrise and sunset, a breathtaking sight for witness. The Dolomites offer a variety of outdoor activities, from skiing in winter to cycling and hiking in summer. Some of the must-visit spots include the Tre Cime di Lavaredo, a trio of iconic peaks, and the scenic alpine lakes like Lago di Braies. The Dolomites provide a perfect blend of natural wonder, adventure, and cultural exploration. Tatras National Park, Poland and Slovakia. The Tatras, often called the Alps of Eastern Europe, spans across southern Poland and northern Slovakia. Tatras National Park protects the highest section of the Carpathian Mountains, with rugged granite peaks, glacial valleys, and pristine alpine lakes. The highest summit, Galakovský štít in Slovakia, rises to 2,655 meters, while Poland's highest mountain, Rzý to 2,499 meters, straddles the border, making it possible to stand with 1 foot in each country. The park's landscapes were shaped by glaciers during the Ice Age, leaving behind cirques, ridges, and over 100 crystal-clear lakes, including the famous Morskie Oko, known as the Eye of the Sea. Historically, the Tatras have played an important role in shaping national identity. Polish poets, artists, and composers of the 19th century often romanticized the mountains as symbols of freedom and resilience under foreign rule. During World War II, the Tatras were also a dangerous but vital smuggling route for resistance fighters moving between occupied Poland and neutral Hungary. Today, the park is a UNESCO Biosphere Reserve, with strict protections for its unique flora and fauna. Chamois, marmots, lynx, and even bears roam its valleys, while rare alpine plants cling to rocky slopes. On the Slovak side, cable cars bring visitors up to Lomnický štít, one of the highest accessible peaks, while the Polish side is famous for its challenging hiking trails, such as the notorious Orla Perk, often called the most dangerous trail in Poland. Seasonal changes transform the park. Winter turns it into a ski hub, especially near Zakopane, while summer reveals meadows bursting with wildflowers. Theth National Park is not just a destination for outdoor adventure, but also a crossroads of culture, history, and natural beauty shared between two nations. Zemplén Mountains, Hungary. This is a mountain range where volcanic rock and medieval castles coexist. The Zemplén Mountains, located in northeastern Hungary near the Slovakian border, offer a rich blend of natural beauty and cultural heritage. These ancient mountains were formed by volcanic activity, and their rugged terrain is cloaked in untouched beech and oak forests. The region is sparsely populated, which has allowed wildlife like bears, lynx, and imperial eagles to thrive in solitude. But Zemplén's crown jewel is its castles, especially the iconic Fuzir Castle, dramatically perched on a volcanic cone, and Bodoku Castle, offering sweeping views over the Bodroga Valley. In the nearby Keukenhof region, volcanic soil has nurtured world-renowned sweet Keukenhof wines for centuries, praised by Louis XIV and Catherine the Great. The area's rich biodiversity, cultural depth, and sleepy villages make Zemplén ideal for ecotourism and hiking adventures. Lake Bled, Slovenia. Lake Bled is a glacial lake formed at the end of the last ice age, surrounded by the Julian Alps, with its emerald waters and an iconic islet crowned by the Church of the Assumption. The lake is about 2.1 kilometers long and 1.4 kilometers wide, but what makes it special is the perfect harmony of natural and cultural history. On the cliff high above the lake stands Bled Castle, Slovenia's oldest medieval castle, first mentioned in 1011, when Emperor Henry II donated it to the bishops of Brixen. The castle has witnessed centuries of shifting borders, from medieval feudal lords to Napoleonic invasions, to later Austro-Hungarian rule. The traditional wooden boats, called pletna, have been ferrying visitors to the island since the 16th century, a craft still preserved by local families. There is a church on an island in the middle of Slovenia's most famous lake, and people ring its bell to make their wishes come true. In winter, the lake sometimes freezes over. Interestingly, the lake's unique thermal springs feed into several spa resorts along its shores, making it a year-round destination. Lake Bled is not only a postcard scene, but also a living reminder of Slovenia's layered history. Plitvice Lakes National Park, Croatia. This is a natural wonder so enchanting that it became Croatia's very first national park and a UNESCO World Heritage Site. The Plitvice Lakes, located in central Croatia and encompassing a 295 square kilometers forest reserve, are a breathtaking network of 16 terraced lakes connected by over 90 cascading waterfalls and surrounded by lush, biodiverse forest. The lakes change color throughout the day, from emerald green to deep sapphire, due to varying mineral content and sunlight angles. But this fairy tale landscape is not just about beauty. It's also a geological and ecological marvel. The lakes are formed through a unique process of tufa deposition, where dissolved calcium carbonate builds natural dams, constantly reshaping the flow of water. Historically, the park has been a refuge and battleground, from ancient Illyrian tribes and Roman roads to the tragic events of the Croatian War of Independence in the 1990s, when the first shots were fired right near the park's entrance. Today, the area is a model for sustainable tourism, welcoming over 1 million visitors annually who explore its wooden boardwalks, turquoise pools, and deep caves teeming with endemic species. It's a living, evolving masterpiece of nature and resilience. Durmitor National Park, Montenegro. This is what a landscape forged by glaciers, rivers, and tectonic upheaval look like in the heart of the Balkans. Durmitor National Park in Montenegro, with its towering limestone peaks, glacial lakes, and the deepest gorges in Europe, is a sight to behold. At its center stands Vatnajökull, the highest peak in Montenegro at 2,523 meters, which challenges hikers with rugged alpine trails. Among the park's many glacial lakes, none is more famous than Black Lake, locally known as Crno Jezero, often called the Mountain Eyes of Durmitor. Surrounded by dense pine forests and reflecting the dramatic peaks above it, Black Lake is actually made up of 2 connected bodies of water that vary in size with the seasons. It is the most accessible and largest of Durmitor's 18 glacial lakes, located just a short walk from the mountain town of Zemplén, and serves as a natural starting point for many hikes deeper into the park. Perhaps the most famous feature, though, is the Tara River Canyon, Europe's deepest canyon at 1,300 meters, second only to the Grand Canyon worldwide. This gorge is a UNESCO-protected site, and its rushing turquoise waters are a haven for rafting and kayaking enthusiasts. Historically, the park was a refuge during wars, offering shelter in its remote valleys to resistance fighters, especially during World War II when Yugoslav partisans used the wilderness to their advantage. The park's name, Durmitor, is thought to come from the Celtic word meaning sleeping mountain. Over 1,600 species of flora thrive here, including rare endemic plants, while brown bears, wolves, and golden eagles roam the wild expanses. In winter, the park transforms into Montenegro's prime skiing region, centered around the town of Zemplén. Durmitor is more than just a scenic wonder. It is a living reminder of how nature and history intertwine in Europe's mountainous heart. Theth National Park, Albania. There's a village in northern Albania that's so remote it was nearly cut off from the rest of the country for decades. That village is Theth, the heart of Theth National Park, one of Albania's most cherished natural preserves located in the Albanian Alps. Surrounded by towering peaks such as Radohima, Arapi, and Harapet. The park features awe-inspiring landscapes, including glacial cirques, underground rivers, and dense forests filled with pine, beech, and fir. One of its most iconic features is the Grunas waterfall, a 30-meter cascade that tumbles into a tranquil pool surrounded by vertical cliffs. The Lock-in Tower of Theth is a cultural landmark, used during the days of the Kanun, Albania's traditional code of law, to shelter people involved in blood feuds. This tradition, along with the village's isolation, preserved unique customs, costumes, and folklore, which visitors can still witness today. A hike to the Blue Eye of Theth, a magical turquoise spring surrounded by mossy rocks and forest, offers an unforgettable adventure. Theth is also the gateway for alpine trekking routes and has become a central point for sustainable tourism in Albania. Meteora, Greece. Have you ever wondered what it would be like to live in a monastery perched atop a towering rock formation? This UNESCO World Heritage Site in central Greece offers a glimpse into such a unique existence. This breathtaking natural wonder is renowned for its dramatic landscape, where massive sandstone pillars rise hundreds of feet into the sky. These towering formations, sculpted by wind, rain, and time, have served as the foundations for monasteries for centuries. The name Meteora itself means suspended in the air, a fitting description for these otherworldly structures. These towering sandstone pillars are the result of millions of years of geological processes. During the Mesozoic era, the region was covered by a shallow sea. As sediments accumulated, they formed layers of sandstone. Over time, tectonic forces pushed these layers upward, creating mountains. Erosion, primarily caused by wind and water, sculpted the sandstone into the dramatic shapes we see today. The unique combination of geological factors, including the porous nature of the sandstone and the region's climatic conditions, contributed to the formation of these extraordinary rock formations. You can explore the monasteries, witness the stunning views, and learn about the history and spirituality of this remarkable place. Ayia Napa Coastline, Cyprus. Did you know that Ayia Napa's coastline is often called the Jewel Box of Cyprus because each beach is like a gem with its own distinct sparkle? While many travelers know Nissi Beach, the surrounding shores hide equally captivating spots. Gonia Beach offers a quieter, more intimate stretch of golden sand, perfect for those who want the beauty without the bustle. Nassaki Beach feels almost like a secret cove, with shallow, crystal-clear waters ideal for wading and snorkeling, a favorite among families and photographers seeking mirror-like reflections. Then there's Lover's Bridge, not a beach exactly, but a breathtaking natural rock arch where turquoise waters rush beneath. Legend says couples who kiss here will be bound together forever. Londa Beach, tucked between Nissi and Macronissos, combines fine sand with calm, shallow waters, making it perfect for relaxation while still close enough to Ayia Napa's vibrant energy. Geologically, this coastline owes its beauty to fine-grained calcareous sand, formed over thousands of years from crushed seashells and coral, while offshore reefs keep the waves gentle. Together, these beaches prove that Ayia Napa isn't just one famous shore, it's a coastline of stories, legends, and ever-changing shades of blue. Theth National Park, Spain. This is where Spain's highest point is located. Mount Theth, rising 3,715 meters above sea level, is the centerpiece of Theth National Park on Tenerife in the Canary Islands. This massive stratovolcano, still technically active, shaped not only the island but also much of Canary mythology and science. The Guanches, the island's indigenous people, believed Theth was a sacred mountain that held back evil spirits. Today, it's a UNESCO World Heritage Site and one of the most visited national parks in Europe. The landscape is out of this world, literally. NASA tested Mars rovers on its lava fields due to their similarity to Martian terrain. Formed by massive volcanic eruptions over millions of years, the park is a geologist's playground, featuring lava tubes, ash cones, and solidified magma domes. Endemic species like the Theth violet survive in this high-altitude, low-oxygen environment, while the air quality and lack of light pollution make it one of the best stargazing spots on Earth. It's also a place of cultural pride. Theth has inspired Spanish poets, scientists, and even Charles Darwin, who studied the island's biodiversity. Whether you're ascending by cable car or climbing to the summit at sunrise, Theth is more than a mountain. It's a symbol of the Canary Islands' raw power and timeless beauty. Keukenhof, Netherlands. Imagine walking through a garden where more than 7 million flowers bloom in a single season. That's Keukenhof, one of the largest and most spectacular flower gardens in the world. Located in Lies, about 40 kilometers from Amsterdam, known as the Garden of Europe, Keukenhof spans 32 hectares and is best visited in spring, when its endless displays of tulips, daffodils, and hyacinths transform the grounds into a sea of colors. The name Keukenhof means kitchen garden, a reference to the 15th century when the land was part of the hunting estate of Countess Jacoba van Beieren, who used it to grow herbs and vegetables for her castle's kitchen. The modern park was established in 1949 as a way to showcase Dutch horticultural expertise, especially tulips, which have become a national symbol. Tulips themselves have a fascinating history in the Netherlands, linked to the 17th century tulip mania, often described as the first recorded financial bubble. Today, Keukenhof is not just a tourist attraction but also a living exhibition for the country's world-leading flower industry, with growers displaying new hybrids and innovative floral designs each year. The gardens are laid out in themed zones and pavilions, often featuring intricate patterns, sculptures, and artistic displays made entirely of flowers. Beyond tulips, you can see orchids, roses, lilies, and more in rotating exhibitions. More than 1.4 million people from across the globe visit each season, making Keukenhof a true international showcase of horticulture. Unlike many natural wonders shaped by geology or wilderness, Keukenhof highlights how human creativity and cultivation can create a landscape as breathtaking as any mountain. Gorges du Verdon, France. This is the French Grand Canyon, often dubbed as Europe's most beautiful river canyon, slices through the limestone mountains of Provence, creating jaw-dropping cliffs and turquoise waters. Stretching over 25 kilometers long and reaching depths of up to 700 meters, the gorge was carved by the Verdon River millions of years ago. This natural wonder is a paradise for rock climbers, hikers, and kayakers who flock to experience its dramatic landscapes. The gorge is also home to diverse wildlife, including golden eagles, vultures, and wild boar. One of the most significant moments in its history was the creation of the St. Croix Dam in the 1970s, which formed the stunning Lac de St. Croix, providing both energy and a leisure spot for locals and tourists. For those interested in history, the area is rich with prehistoric cave dwellings and remnants of Roman influence, adding another layer of intrigue to this awe-inspiring destination. The Azores, Portugal. Imagine stand in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean and still be surrounded by volcanic craters, emerald lakes, and steaming hot springs. That's the reality of the Azores, a remote archipelago belonging to Portugal, made up of 9 islands scattered about 1,500 kilometers from the mainland. Formed by volcanic activity along the mid-Atlantic ridge, the Azores are a living classroom for geology, with landscapes shaped by eruptions, lava flows, and seismic activity. One of the most striking sights is Set Citades on São Miguel Island, where twin crater lakes, one green and one blue, fill the basin of an extinct volcano. The islands also hold the world's largest underwater volcano, Mount Pico, whose peak rises 2,351 meters above sea level, making it Portugal's tallest mountain. Historically, the Azores played a crucial role during the Age of Discovery in the 15th and 16th centuries, serving as a refueling stop for ships crossing between Europe, Africa, and the Americas. Later, during World War II, their strategic location made them a vital base for Allied forces monitoring Atlantic convoys. Today, the Azores are equally famous for marine life. They are one of the best places on Earth to see whales and dolphins, with over 20 species frequenting the surrounding waters. Beyond natural wonders, the islands are dotted with UNESCO-listed vineyards, centuries-old churches, and geothermal kitchens where locals cook meals in volcanic steam vents. The Azores remain one of Europe's most sustainable travel destinations, where unspoiled nature and cultural heritage coexist in harmony. And that wraps up our journey through some of the most breathtaking natural wonders in Europe. Which of these destinations is at the top of your travel bucket list? Let us know in the comments. We'd love to hear your picks. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, share it with a friends, and don't forget to subscribe for more adventures to the world's most amazing places. Thanks for watching. See you on the next journey. Until then, happy travels.